Hello, everyone. My name is Stefan, and I'm the team coach for Team Bosch. Actually, it is my great pleasure to present to you today what our team was able to accomplish over the last few weeks, which is actually nothing less than to reinvent, or rather to bring it to the 21st century, how our customer and supplier relationship management should actually work in a company. To do that, our team consisting of 7 developers was actually very busy over the last few weeks, working under Young's and my supervision to adequately please our customers, namely Matthias Schaffer and Thomas Neumann. And that's actually everything from my side. And now I'd like to hand over to Ingo, who will guide you through the rest of the presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Stefan. So hello, everyone. My name is Ingo, and it's my pleasure to represent Team Bosch today. And actually, I would like to start with the challenge we faced when this iPraktikum has started 3 months ago, and therefore we prepared a short live demo.
Hey, I need to find a supplier that can provide metal sheets. Do you know anyone?
I can't think of one right now, but I'm pretty sure we do have a list of potential suppliers. And it hasn't been used for a long while. Here you go.
Oh, thanks.
Best of luck, but I have to leave for lunch.
Enjoy your meal.
So as you've seen, we have the Bosch buyer who is looking for a specific supplier. However, we have not just one supplier, we have tons of suppliers. Furthermore, the suppliers, they have different resources such as wires, raw materials, or automobile components. And right now, Bosch is using those great spreadsheets in order to find a specific supplier. And the first problem is, of course, you can imagine thousands of suppliers won't fit into spreadsheets. So the point is, Bosch cannot connect to all of the suppliers. And the second problem is, even if Bosch finds a specific supplier, it's a very slow and not standardized process. And this is basically the reason why we came up with a visionary scenario. And again, we have the Bosch buyer and the different suppliers, but this time they are connected via our app Bosch Dots. And now the Bosch buyer can enter a search query based on his ongoing projects. And then our app basically will take care about everything. So it will look up all the different suppliers, find an appropriate one, and returns it finally back to the Bosch buyer. And now the Bosch buyer is allowed to poke the supplier, which basically means, hey, I'm interested in you, I would like to work with your company together. After the supplier has been poked, the supplier is able to send a message back to Bosch. And now usually they would start messaging, arranging things. And afterwards, the real world interaction would begin. So they would start working on some projects and having some business transactions. But again, afterwards, our app will take place and allows the Bosch buyer to evaluate the supplier. And that's the vision. However, in order to implement this vision, we got some requirements from our customer. And in fact, we got 4 requirements. The first one is the smart matching. So the app needs to be able to find an appropriate supplier based on the entered input. Second criteria is the easy communication. So there needs to be a chat included in order to arrange things. The third part is the comprehensive evaluation, which is quite crucial, because by having this evaluation, the Bosch buyer afterwards can again use the ranking, and thus it will be way easier for him to find an appropriate supplier. And the fourth part is the information platform in order to exchange information. And again, as you can see, there are 4 features which are already implemented in well-known apps, and our job was to put those 4 apps into one business application, and that's actually Bosch Dots. And we prepared now a live demo in order to show you our solution, and therefore, just as a side note, we have 2 Bosch buyers and 3 suppliers, and the suppliers are working for small companies, so it would be really beneficial for them if they can start working together with Bosch. So please enjoy.
Hi, Angie.
Hi.
I was going to ask you for lunch, actually, but it seems like you're really busy at the moment.
Actually, yes, I'm fishing for a supplier that can provide me metal sheets, but I think that will take a lot of time.
Oh, that's too bad. But have you ever heard of Bosch dots?
No, what is it?
Okay, because I think this app would surely help you to accomplish your task.
Yes.
So this app basically lets every Bosch employees to get in contact with Bosch suppliers.
Fine.
So you would need to have an account to use the features, but in this case, let me just log in with my account.
Okay.
Right, so now I'm logged in. So once you're logged in, you can just easily press this search menu. And in this menu, you can just search for any available suppliers and also some specific suppliers with some criteria. Like, for example, its type of suppliers, or also its number of employees, their locations, and so on. And aside from that, we also have this feature that lets you rank the companies based on some specific filters.
Okay, wait. But I'm looking for a company that will respond as soon as possible. Is it possible to search for it?
Yeah, in fact, there is this one specific filter that you can use. It's called poke time. So let me just refresh the list. All right, so it seems now the list just got refreshed, and we have 3 companies. They are blue dots, and then yellow dots, and then red dots. So let's just try to poke this blue dots company, because supposedly when we poke them, they should be able to give us a response in short time. So, all right, I just poked blue dots. So let's just wait and see until they actually reply to our message.
Okay.
Ah, Angie, I just got a notification. It seems like it's coming from the guy from Blue Dots, so we'll see. I'm just gonna open the app and go to the chat views. All right, there he is. Yes, it's definitely him. So I guess from now on, you can just get in contact with Blue Dots and, proceed with the business as usual.
Oh, thanks a lot. Let me just call them.
Sure.
Hello.
Thereafter, Angie and the supplier has arranged a meeting and started working together on Angie's project. Afterwards, of course, Angie wants to evaluate Blue Dots.
Together with Blue Dot was really effective and productive. Let me just evaluate the company. But I have to say that I really like the voice of the Bosch Blue Dot's employee. Work time. Fresh. Okay, let me just evaluate this company. Credibility, 5 stars. Response time, 4. Quality response, 5. Media, 4. That was really a good company. I will really recommend it to my other colleagues. Thanks, Bosch. I can now go for lunch.
Okay. Thank you, guys. As you've seen our solution now, I would like to introduce you our top-level design. And as you've learned already a couple of times today, we have the Bosch buyer and the supplier. But now the question is, what's the connection between the dots? So that's basically our backend system consisting of a supplier controller and a database. Moreover, we have also some external services for sending push notifications or forwarding emails. And again, I want to take the poke feature you've just seen. So the Bosch buyer can poke the supplier, and the poke object will be basically first forwarded to the controller. And now the supplier controller is responsible for looking up all the different supplier employees belonging to this specific supplier. And then it will send a request to the external service. The external service then will forward the messages to all the supplier employees. And again, one supplier now usually would send back a message to Bosch. However, this message will be sent first again to our supplier controller. And the supplier controller can now calculate an automatic evaluation based on the time the supplier has taken in order to respond to this poke. This information will be stored in our database. And now finally the message can be forwarded. And again, usually now the Bosch buyer would start some business transactions with the supplier, and they would start together working in the real world. Afterwards, again, Bosch buyer wants to evaluate the supplier and therefore creates an evaluation object which will be stored also in the database with all the other information. But in order to have also an advantage for the supplier side out of this evaluation, the supplier is now able to request a ranking which basically shows him his performance in comparison to all the other suppliers within his field. And last but not least, I want to give you a brief status update as well as an outlook into the future. So we have the 4 features, the smart matching, the information platform, the evaluation, as well as the communication. And we have implemented the matching, as you could see. However, we did not manage to implement the information platform yet. We have the comprehensive evaluation, and also in chat is already possible and fully integrated. So the information platform is a clear task for the future. However, there's one more thing. In order to have this vision realized, basically we need to connect all Bosch to all the suppliers, so the problem we had initially. And therefore, the suppliers really need to use the app. And for that reason, we want to suggest a marketing campaign, for instance, via social media, in order to encourage a lot of suppliers using our app. And yeah, that's it already from our side. Thank you very much for listening. We would love to invite you to our booth afterwards if you want to try out our app. And now I want to ask our customers if they have any questions.
Actually, I don't have questions anymore. I just want to say thank you. We were a great team. We are very, very happy with the finding, and we are going to definitely use the app at Bosch. Thank you very much.
Thank you.